So, hello, today's topic is vulnerability management life cycle. So, what exactly this vulnerability management life cycle is, guys? First, what is meant by vulnerability? We can say that vulnerability is weakness or flaw of a particular system, right? Yes. Coming to the vulnerability management life cycle, it is not a one-time task, and this is a six-step process. And vulnerability management is not a one-time task. You get done and then forget. It is a process that takes time and effort in order to be successful. Every day, hackers come up with new tools and techniques in order to infiltrate the organization's data. So this is why, so that is why you always need to be top of your security measures and the vulnerabilities. So that's why vulnerability management life cycle come into this picture. So what we need to identify the vulnerabilities. So whatever the vulnerabilities we found over here, we need to patch it up and we need to close that vulnerabilities. So vulnerability management cycle is a not a one-time task, is continuously will be doing this vulnerability management life cycle, and it is time taking process. And this management life cycle is having six-step process. The first step is identifying the assets and create a baseline. So what will happen in this phase, we will be identifying the assets, what we are going to do the scan on that particular assets. Let's say, suppose your organization is having some assets, right? So we need to identify the assets and we need to give the value to the particular asset, and based on the asset value we'll start doing the vulnerability scan. Once you are done with the vulnerability scan, you will be getting some results, right? Yes. Suppose you found three vulnerabilities in a particular system. So what we'll do in this risk assessment phase, will be identifying the risk of the vulnerabilities. Suppose you found three vulnerabilities, out of three vulnerabilities which is having highest impact. So that we will be identifying the risk assessment. So based on the risk assessment, we will be doing the remediation part. Suppose we send which one is having highest impact to the highest impact, so that will be sent to the remediation phase. So what will happen in remediation phase, in order to reduce the impact of the vulnerability, we will be patching the vulnerability over in this remediation phase. After patching the vulnerability, what we will do next, we'll go to the verification part. So what exactly is happening in the verification part, again we will do the vulnerability scan. So if the patch is fixed, then we go to the monitor part. If not, again it will go to the vulnerability scan and risk assessment and remediation part. So it will, until and unless the patch is fixed, the vulnerability has fixed, then only it will go to the monitor part. In this monitor part, what we'll do, again we will do the monitoring for the vulnerabilities. So this is about vulnerability management life cycle. Is a six-step process. It's not a one-time task. Every day we will be doing the vulnerability scans on particular systems. Thank you.